I remember being in Atlanta in a hotel room, and your husband called and said that you were down.
It actually was really weird when I think back, because it was a really good Sunday morning, good day. I'm in church and the praise team is singing. The last thing I remember from that point was my niece singing, and then all of a sudden I just blacked out. And when I came to, the ambulance were there. Well, I heard Keith in my ear, my husband, saying, stay with us. And I was trying to talk and I could not talk. I get to the hospital. They're trying to figure out what's happening. And by the time he had come back is when they actually said that it was a stroke. Something jolted after day 2 in the hospital when they kept running tests, not being able to find where the stroke had come from. By the time they had did the 3rd MRI, they were able to find where it had come from, and they really related it more so to my medication, but also related it to stress. More research is showing that heart attacks, strokes, things of that nature are now coming from more than just high blood pressure. They're coming from more than just bad eating habits. That it's your day-to-day stress that leads to your nervous system that can cause blockage or your pressure to drop. They told me that this was going to be a very, if I recovered, a very long recovery, and that I probably would not. They admitted me to a nursing facility where I had to be for quite some time. And when I got there, they were preparing me for a lifetime in a wheelchair. And at that point, I literally said, this will not be me. Satan, you are a liar. You are not taking my life, and I have been through worse, and I know God's going to get me through. When it's dark and you're by yourself, those times when you're by yourself are when Satan tries. I would keep a flashlight on in my room at night so I could see my words every time I opened my eyes, because I needed to see my scripture. I needed to see the belief. I needed to see the next step. Every time he would say, you're depressed, you're afraid, you shouldn't worry about, don't do this, just give up and lay here. But visually seeing where my belief laid helped me to get up out that bed. We were in church, and I just stood up, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, do it again. God, and it was in my mind, like, do it again. As he's preaching, I'm standing there on the front, and I took another step, and then all of a sudden, I'm just standing, like I'm not holding the chair, not doing anything, I'm standing, and he's preaching, and at that moment, a couple of the members, they were looking over, and I could hear them, like, oh my God, she's standing up, what's happening? And then a praise just broke out. It happened October 14, 2017. We are now in 2019. God is so amazing. I was walking by March, not totally on my own. I was completely walking on my own by June. Amazing how he could pick me up from not being able to eat to now I can walk and get around by myself and on my own.